This is the Ring of Honor, a.k.a. Shane T, boy, the baddest champion you ever seen, boy.
This is Mr. Anderson.
This is good old JR Jim Ross, and you are listening.
You're listening to Knockouts and 3 Counts.
Cover! We got us a new world champion!
That might be one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen in my life.
Knockouts and 3 Counts is the podcast, baby! It's the real deal, baby!
Knockouts and 3 Counts starts now.
What up, no? It is another Thursday. This is Knockouts and 3 Counts, and I'm over here singing Wide Open Spaces after them burps before the show. But hey, this is Knockouts and 3 Counts. And I don't know. I'm feeling all right now. But I'm feeling all right because the Lions just did damn good, I think, with the number 1 pick they got. What are you guys thinking about the Lions picking up Aiden Hutchinson?
I'm with it. Always glad to see a fellow Michigan man, whether it be Michigan or Michigan State, kind of plant their roots in the Detroit scene. I feel as though it helps them kind of get their feet going on a team. Secondly, that is our number 1 point of address, in my opinion, was the defensive line, and who better than to be the Big Ten MVP to lead the way, man. Love the pick, really do.
What are you thinking, J-Bone?
I'm with it, man. I feel like it could have been, one of those top 3 guys would have fit perfect for us. But, Hey, it's the Lions, man. I mean, we need all the help we can get, right? So if it takes a hometown boy to come in and turn his defense around, man, let's start somewhere. It's a good start, so I'm pumped for it. Curious to see this next pick, though, 32nd. I don't know what's going to happen next.
Hey, yo.
We'll see, man.
What up, though, Cody?
If we can't mess it up somehow,
Shut the fuck up, man.
Like I had noted before the show when me and you were doing some pre-show talking, I just hope that the Lions don't fuck up that 32 pick. I feel like having 2 picks, even though it's been touted as a lighter draft, I feel like having 2 picks in the first round and not picking these quote-unquote skill players, a quarterback or something along those lines, and picking something that actually is a point of, a low point on the team, like maybe even another defensive lineman would honestly not be the worst idea. So I hope they pick to the needs and not to the wants, I guess you could say.
Right.
I think this is the same thing that we're always saying about the Lions. So, I mean,
as they
we're always saying this thing.
Or another,
So I hope so too. And I'm ready for sports in general. I, for one, was checking out some of those NBA playoffs, bro. Mm-hmm. Phoenix was kind of getting a little work on him from New Orleans because Larry Nance was putting in work off the bench. But that being said, man, have you guys caught any of the NBA playoffs? Yeah, I know we talk MMA and wrestling here, but hey, I watch all sports, so sue me.
No, I've been watching the NBA heavy. Actually, the Suns is one of my teams. Before I had seen J-Bone with his lovely Lions hat, and decided to switch lids, I was actually rocking my son's hat tonight. So
I'm about to say I like yours better though.
That's the team that I have left that I root for the most, being the Suns. But I have actually quite a few teams that are in the playoffs that I'm fans of. So we'll see how everything kind of shakes out once we make it into the second round. But it's been entertaining so far. I'm just surprised the biggest surprise of the playoffs has really been Brooklyn, right? Like who the hell expected Brooklyn to go into the playoffs and get swept? That was wild to me. But the rest of it has been just entertaining. I think Boston's looking like the probable winners, in my opinion.
I mean, Boston was putting it on Brooklyn, dude. I mean, the one thing you can say out of that series is Kyrie Irving backed up a lot of his shit talking because, man, that dude was shooting the hell out of the basketball.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, hey, man, he's going to catch a lot of heat. But, I mean, at the end of the day, when they're trying to compare him to LeBron and everybody else, man, you kind of got that.
Yeah.
You kind of got that coming.
Right.
I don't know how else to put it. But, like I said, it's good to see Boston go through. I'm interested to see where we end up with this. Okay, Cody in the comments, he says Milwaukee versus Golden State. Hey, man, Giannis is a dog.
I like to see that. Giannis is a beast, dude.
Another team that's getting slept on is Miami. I think Miami is going to have a good run again this year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jimmy
All
Butler.
right, so who do you guys got your money on?
Like I say, if I'm picking a winner at the current state, I got to go Boston. The way that they just showed out against freaking Brooklyn, who's whether they've performed or not all season, they're arguably the most talent-rich team that was in the playoffs, and for them to just completely shut them out, they're going to be hard to compete with.
J-Bone, who you got?
I'm gonna say Phoenix, dude, because I just want Chris Paul to have that ring, dude. Like, let's go, man. You know, dude's put in the work, and he's been a hell of a player. He ain't in the media like, you know, negatively anyway. So let's get Chris Paul that dub, man. Let's get him going, man. Give him a ring.
I like it, Cody. You got to come through for more of these football games and these fights and stuff, brother, man. And let me know when you get that lawn business up, bro. We'll have you up in here in a second. Go ahead.
Since you had brought it up, I just want to make note that my Suns brought it back within 3 at the end of the third quarter.
See,
just want to note that.
All the playoff games have been like tight though. Even though Brooklyn got swept too, like Kyrie was, like I said, Kyrie was shooting the life out of the ball, so it wasn't like they weren't playing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild to see. In the era, I know we're, to your point, Kyle, MMA and wrestling show, but, you know, fuck off. Really, I'm just so genuinely surprised to see this, like, kind of era of the super team, like, kind of, other than Golden State, and what Golden State's been put together for so long, I don't know that you can even still kind of call them one of the, you know, super teams. You
drafted them like that, right?
Years ago, but yeah, I mean, like Jordan Poole's looking like they're, you know, their next number one. So it's real interesting watching them. But other than that, man, all these other, you know, top payroll, the Lakers, the Nets, and all these other teams that have all these, you know, super high expectations, man, they really dropped the ball this year.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
there's a difference between paying for your team and drafting your team. There's a major difference.
Well, what I was going to say, man, is you can buy a team, dude, and put a team together, but if that team doesn't gel, then it's not going to matter how it hits, you know.
Yeah,
but
even look at the Clippers. I mean, the Clippers, they got Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, and they still can't even make the fucking playoffs. So
playoffs, we're talking about playoffs.
Speaking of sports, I must have missed something, but we're at pick 12 on the draft, and the Lions are up.
Wow.
Uh-oh. The Lions are on the clock. If you guys are watching, who do you want the Lions to take on the clock?
So
I don't know.
It's going to be a quarterback, maybe.
So we trade? We had to have traded something because last time we had the one in
Jared
the 32,
Goff,
right?
watch your job. Jared Goff, watch your job.
I must have missed something, man. So we'll see.
If we're making trades up in this draft, I imagine
there's that kid from Notre Dame, though, the safety out there. I'd like to have him on the defense too.
They must have really liked somebody to move up a spot in this draft. I'm surprised in that move. There were arguments all over the board that they were going to be actually trying to trade out of there for their early first round pick. So for them to
is this a wrestling and MMA show? I forgot what the hell we're doing.
Yeah, man. You know, excuse us for a minute. You know, we got talking about some football for a minute and talking about some basketball and talking about sports, talking about all those things. But you know what I'm talking about? Thanks to our fine sponsors at G3 Payroll and Tax, I'm all set, and we're going to Vegas because J-Bone is alive. And, we're going to Vegas. We're going to go ride that circus roller coaster and shit. I think I'm going to take my hand at vlogging again, so you might want to really make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new here because, like I say, you don't know what we're going to get into. I know I'm going to go over to Extreme Couture for a little bit while I'm over there. We're going to be at Rampage. We're going to be at Double or Nothing. And that's as good a place as any for us to talk about. So like I said, shout out to our sponsors, G3 Payroll and Tax. Their links are in the description. But with that being said, J-Bone, You're back alive. How the fuck you feeling about Vegas, and what did you think of AEW last night, bro?
First, I'm pumped about Vegas, dude. I'm glad I got this little sickness out of the way, or getting it out of the way at least. I'm not at 100%, not gonna lie to you. Get that out of the way so we can get down the road to Vegas, man. AEW's on fire right now. I watched some clips earlier, the stuff you sent me. We're talking about Dax and Cash, dude. Incredible. I'm pumped for it.
Banger.
Dude. I mean, I don't usually like to throw stars out at matches because that's like the thing now. But if I had to, bro,
you get a star in. You get a
star. Six-star match right there.
Six-star match.
For me, I just like the callbacks on the Owen versus Brett stuff. Like everything in that match was Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Bret Hart, Owen Hart, just back and forth from the finish to just the middle stuff. Dude, it was amazing. It was cool to see that shit. So, dude, love that match. I wish there was a way they could do that again because that was fucking awesome.
I can't argue that, dude. It was that's the first time they've ever faced each other. They're the current Ring of Honor tag team champions. They're the current AAA tag team champions. So for them to face each other and for it to be the first time they're facing each other, and I think Excalibur, who, if you guys are new here, go check out that interview that we had with Excalibur from back in the day. But Excalibur said on commentary, that's like Dax's first singles match, and I forgot how long, and they both so neither one of them are wrestling singles matches. So good match. Dax got the dub and will be now entered in the Owen Hart tournament. Cody in there. Lions traded picks.
We just picked
the Vikings to move up.
Jamison Williams, Alabama wide receiver.
Okay.
So they're
need receivers.
Apparently we do need wide receivers, but that kind of goes back to my whole skill players can get picked up through free agency fairly easily. But all right, I'll accept it, I guess. But
it's cheaper this way. It's cheaper this way for a good receiver if he's that good. Hopefully he's
that
good.
Said it's cheaper this way. Hey man, here's the thing. Speaking of what's cheaper, do you think it would be cheaper for Wardlow to just try to get smart Mark Sterling on his side, bro, or what? Because we've been seeing on AEW for weeks now, MJF, has the contract for Wardlow, and he's coming in there and he's got to be handcuffed at all times that he isn't in a match. And then this week they had no music and none of that. And this time he faces the Murder Hawk monster, Lance Archer. And dude, for him to powerbomb Archer like that 4 times, this dude is a fucking freak, dude.
Yeah, dude. Dude's a powerhouse, man. And then he went flying, did the Jeff Hardy Swanton, which was fucking dope. Bro, dude, I mean, he's going to be a star, dude. He's going to be a superstar.
All right,
Cody,
I'm with you. I'm
stoked
to see it, too.
Yeah, you bring up that game. Has there been any new news or anything on that front?
I seen some graphics for it.
Yeah, there's been some graphics and gameplay video.
Okay.
I'm pumped for that. It gives me that that No Mercy vibe, WWF No Mercy, Nintendo 64.
No Mercy is one of the best wrestling games ever. If you're watching this, drop your favorite wrestling games in the comments. I was a big fan of No Mercy. I liked WCW NWO Revenge. I liked WrestleMania 2000 was good. I don't know which ones I'm missing. If I'm missing some, drop them in the comments.
Did you get down with the Monday Night Raw games for PlayStation? Very square,
I remember playing
when you were punching them they had knives for hands.
I remember that one. But...
Yeah, dude.
I remember the PlayStation games I remember playing for WWF. I remember Warzone was on there. I played that one before.
There was Warzone. There was WWF Attitude.
I played that one.
I want to say there was. I think there was one that was just Raw. WWF Raw, I think.
There's a lot of damn video games, man. And the thing is,
nothing matches up against the Nintendo 64 games, bro. Those were the shit.
I'm not going to argue that.
I know
I'm
in
not
that
gonna argue
era of
that.
video games, they were just one thing I'm very much jealous of, and I know you can attest to this, Kyle, as somebody who spends a little bit of time on the Xbox as well. There ain't no damn new games. They need to come out with some games like they used to, man. They used to pump out these games, man, and whether they were all A1 or not, man, at least you had content to play, man. Nowadays, it seems like you maybe get your yearly franchises, but other than that, man, it's
Hey man, that new WWE game's been good. I've been waiting for J-Bone to get on it. Corey, you need to stop being a bum and get it, and we'll fucking play some of that.
Nah,
and maybe
bro,
put
I'm
that
waiting to find a used copy at GameStop.
they better bring that bitch on a good sale.
You know, you
Either
could sell
that or
them.
me
You
and
could
you
sell
can
them for
talk-
50 cents. Buy them for $50. Perfect.
So, how are you? What are you thinking with all this stuff with Wardlow, though, bro? Like they've been doing all this. Like eventually, this has got to lead to something with him and MJF. How do you see him finding his way out of this? This shit that he's got going on with MJF.
I don't know. I was kind of curious to see like what the whole contract thing. It's gonna come up to Double or Nothing, right? I mean, that's where there's gonna be some kind of face off there. So I wonder if it's gonna be some type of match or if it's gonna be MJF versus Wardlow. I don't know, but either way, that's gonna be a hell of a match because that's two of the quote unquote pillars right there of AEW, going forward. So that's gonna be something special, dude. Hopefully we're there to see it. Hopefully it's that night that we're there. I'm looking forward to that. I just don't know
Ring the motherfucking bell. Ding.
I just don't know how we'll get there. You know what I mean? I don't know how the story's gonna play out. Something's gonna have to happen. Something shocking. Something.
Well, I mean, you heard the end of the show, man. You had MJF saying, "Hey, big man, how do you feel about making 6 figures for one match?" And he said, "And you can't teach that." I mean, what do you think? We were talking about how I just picked up that Impact Plus before the show. What do you think about a match between Big Kaz and Wardlow? And if he does come in, do you want to see Enzo come with him or Kaz by himself?
I love to see Enzo, dude. Enzo's fucking crazy.
Do you think it'd take away from what we're seeing with like the newer version of Kaz?
Yeah, I do, but that's just for me. For me personally, I'd like to see Enzo, but in this
I got no problem seeing him run his mouth, but
in this situation, I don't think you bring him, but it's just, it's another good crossover, from Impact to AEW, but what will they do with it? You know what I mean? You don't want to use them for like a squash type of situation. You want to get a good match out of that, but I guess we're gonna have to find out. What is that? Is that next week or is that in a few weeks or what?
That's next week.
Next week. I have my eyes on that one. I'm curious to see that.
Definitely gonna have my eyes on that one, dude. That speaking of breaking news and all those kind of things, Cody coming in with the news in the comments saying that there's more game clips coming up May 4th at 11 a.m. I'm looking forward to that game, hoping we see some stuff from our buddy Megaran in there. Who, hey, we're going to see him down when we go down to Vegas for Double or Nothing. Other breaking news, I just had it come across my phone that the 76ers put Toronto out.
Ooh, all right.
So we're going to see what Philly's going to do.
Playing like they mean it, huh?
Playoffs, man, huh?
Playing like
they've been watching them some Bel Air, dude, trying to... trying to rep for Will out here, man. That smack woke him up.
I'm just glad.
Hold on. Before we go any further, I watched Tuesday's show, and I just want to talk about this little painting right here, the Briscoes. That guy's name was Paul. I know you got to shout out that guy.
Shout out
guy's name was Paul. We can't let him go.
I heard his name was Gil.
He told me it was Paul. So I mean, maybe he's telling people whatever. My name's whatever. But stand up.
Did you see Paul get crushed then?
I didn't see that. I was probably trying to work my way down there, but I was.
Donald saw it. I saw his clip, man. When they came down off the scaffold, he was standing right there, and like they kind of landed on him.
Oh boy, it's a hell of a dude. That guy's the shit, man. He had a bunch of paintings or sketches, drawings, whatever it is. It's fucking dope.
Shout out to that guy for the painting.
Shout out that guy.
Got some blood on there too. I ain't wiping it off.
I wanted their blood, guys. I got to take their blood home. Speaking of breaking news, man, we talked about the playoffs a little bit. We talked about, us going to AEW and the breaking news on the AEW game clips. But what do you think about the breaking news of Hangman Page versus CM Punk at Double or Nothing, huh?
Now that I'm pumped for, dude. I mean, it ain't no secret. I'm a CM Punk mark, dude. I always have been. So for like we were talking about a couple weeks ago, Corey, man, it was like maybe it's coming full circle. Maybe it's gonna come full circle. Why not now? Punk ain't got a lot of years left. Let's face it.
But 6 months in, you think do you think it's too quick?
No, because what was it all for? I mean, it's like that's probably their biggest moment in AEW up to now.
I'm not saying he shouldn't win the title at some point. I'm just asking, do you think it's too soon?
Maybe
especially with Hangman finally getting the title.
Because who knows what his contract looks like? It could be a year, it could be 2 years. I really don't even know. But let's get it now while he's still active, while he can still do that shit. And be
Cody says he sees a new champ too.
Because in a year from now, if Punk isn't in the same shape he's in, maybe he can't defend that title at every pay-per-view. Maybe he can't do it weekly. Like, we don't really know. So at this point, I feel like let's make it come full circle, get that out of the way, have him get a good reign in, and then he can eventually ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, I mean, not to necessarily bring up a sore subject, I guess, or anything, but he also kind of had his time and then, decided to leave in the past and then came back. So, who knows if he's behind the scenes saying, yeah, I love what I'm doing now, but we'll see in another, to your point, another year or another, even if it was just a year by year thing, and we'll kind of assess it again in December, or whatever the case be. We'll see. It wouldn't be a terrible idea, man. It truly is one of their biggest stars that they have on their roster. And to your point, J-Bone, when he made his debut, it was arguably the biggest thing that they've had happen for him.
Huge.
So and not only that, he's really worked his way up. You can't just say he came in and got the belt. Like, you could make the argument, Kyle, to your point, that he 6 months, it's a quick rise and yada yada.
I'm not saying I got a problem with him winning. I'm just saying, because with Hangman having he had his whole year-long run in Odyssey to get to the belt. And then he wins the belt and defends it a couple times. And then if he just loses it to CM Punk, I'm saying, do you think in any way does that open the door for people to be like, oh, well, CM Punk is shitting on your wrestling fans are going to complain any way it goes, but
there ain't no formula to this shit, though. You know what I mean? Everybody's got a different path. Everything changes. You know what I mean? So, at this point, why not throw the belt on him? If it doesn't work out that way, Hangman can get it back, or maybe Kenny Omega. Maybe it's going to lead to something with Kenny Omega. I don't know.
Oh, dude, they got to Punk and Omega got to go at it at some point. But I think Punk and Cole are going to have some business when he comes back.
Yeah. I just really feel as though Punk has really done an amazing job of kind of fighting his way through the who's who. To the point I had made a couple weeks ago on the show, he's fought the who's who in the organization. He's made a ton of these fights with the guys that he wanted to kind of get the shine to and stuff like that. And maybe, even though it may be counted as quick or whatever the case be, maybe it is the time for the spotlight to get turned on him,
And he's been doing. He hasn't had any bad matches.
I feel as though he's been doing all this wrestling to really help showcase the organization and other people. And I feel as though now would be a great time to, flip the light switch on him, where they're actually showcasing him with the belt and him being the figurehead of AEW for a little while, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I can't argue that, man. Like I said, I like CM Punk. I'm just saying it's interesting that this is right where we're going with Hangman, being that Hangman just won the belt a little bit ago. But at the end of the day, man, Double or Nothing is looking good. J-Bone, how are you feeling about Vegas, bro? What kind of stuff are you trying to get into in Vegas, bro?
Well, we're going to do some swimming. We're going to do some gambling. We're going to do some watching wrestling. We're going to go to Extreme Couture. And, well, you're going to get your butt kicked. I ain't going to get out there with you. But we're going to be watching all. I'm going to be recording.
Oh, you scared?
Oh, look, man. I know my limits, bro. I make a lot of noise getting out of bed in the morning. I can't imagine going into that gym and getting on the mat. So I know when to say no, bro. But I'm looking forward to it,
Gil?
man. Like I said, first order of business, backpack margaritas, baby. And then we'll just go from there. We're gonna hit it from there, man.
Them big tall boys that Megaran got me last time, man. We were good.
We're gonna have a good
thing
time.
Was tasty. I was chilling. It kept me nice and cool when we were walking on the strip. And hey, man, like I said, I think we're gonna have the return of the vlog when we go to Vegas. I think we're gonna have the return of the vlog when we go to Vegas. I think we're gonna have to go check out that amusement park on the top of Circus. I think we're gonna have a damn good time in Vegas.
Oh yeah. They ain't ready for us, man. They ain't ready.
They ain't ready. They ain't ready.
If you bring something new to Vegas, good luck with that one. Vegas is literally the one place in the world that you could argue has truly seen it all. So good luck.
You might not be wrong.
Well, I saved that clip because when he clips this up and here's the results from Vegas, it's gonna be us sitting on the plane like, oh, heads down, heads in our laps, like, oh,
backpack still straight.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to run into everybody while we're down there, bro. Like I said, hopefully we're supposed to link up with Chris Kale while we're down there. We're supposed to do we'll be at AEW Rampage, we'll be at AEW Double or Nothing. Like I said, I plan on making it down to Extreme Couture. What up, though, Ryan McKinnell? Hopefully we'll link up with him. Like I said, I'm looking forward to Vegas, bro. Like I said, Cody, this is why you got to come out on one of these trips with us, bro. I'm just saying.
Understandably so. I wish I didn't have to invest all my said taxes into my old lady's vehicle, getting her a new one, or else I may be joining you on that Vegas trip, because it does. Every time you guys start to talk it up more and more on the show, I'm like, man, that sounds like a damn good time.
Not too late, bro. It's not too late.
It is. My expenses need to go elsewhere.
I don't need none of that, bro. Don't you be wishing none of that kind of shit or Rona or none of that shit, man. First, the dentist is telling me about people getting Rona in Vegas, and now you're talking about getting the herp in Vegas. Bro, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Don't you be wishing that bad juju on us, bro. I'm just trying to go have a good time. I already got the time off of work. The job can't do anything about it. Don't you go wishing some bad shit into existence, and then I end up having to reap the consequences for it. So you just shut up. But that being said, you know who else might not have been ready and apparently wasn't ready, even though he said it was his match? What do you think about the new champion last night on Dynamite? We have another change to the TNT championship, and we have a new champion in Scorpio Sky in what was a dope match. And we saw the return of Paige Vanzant. So I need to know what your thoughts were on the match first, and then we'll talk a little bit about Paige Vanzant and what you thought of what we saw with that.
Dude, first of all, that bump that Sammy took off the ladder, dude, I don't know what
Which
that was.
one?
It was like the weird, I don't even know what the hell it was called. It looked like Scorpio was
when he did like the 630 and it looked like he landed the weird landing.
Yeah, in the ring.
Yeah, that sucked.
Nasty, dude. Good match though. There was the cutter off the ladder was dope. The barbed wire on the ladder was a cool touch, man. I have
never seen that. In all the years I've been watching wrestling, I honestly can't really remember seeing that. Yeah. Basically, what they had was a ladder with barbed wire wrapped through the rungs of the ladder, and Sammy was on top of the ladder and got kicked off the ladder and landed back first onto the barbed wire ladder from like however many feet up in the air that was.
Nasty, dude. Looked fucking gnarly, that's for sure. But hey,
that
Scorpio Sky, new champ, dude. It's crazy to see that belt kind of go back and forth a few times like it is. But
were you surprised to see him win? Because I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like when he got the belt taken off of him, I'm like, damn, they must think that he just didn't do a good job with the championship or wasn't exciting enough.
I thought he was just kind of holding it for a minute, and then once Sammy got it back, I'm like, okay, here we go. another good reign by saying I didn't expect Scorpio to win that back. I'm glad he did. It's cool, man. It's opening, new rivalries, stuff like that. And then you got the whole Kazarian thing. So interested to see what happens there.
What do you think about that? Where do you think we go from there?
I think that's just gonna lead to a great match, dude. They were the first AEW tag champs,
SCU.
Right? Am I right? They were the first tag team champs in AEW. Yeah, okay. That's gonna be a good match. I think you're gonna get a lot of good wrestling out of that match. So I'm looking forward to that too.
Anybody who's watching, what do you think about the matchup with SCU? Yeah, I look, man. Frankie Kazarian's been underrated for years. He was a dog in TNA. He's done good stuff in Impact. And he's still going all these years later, dude. So like I say, shout out to Frankie Kazarian. I think there's a good story there with Scorpio Sky, especially with kind of the heel version of Scorpio Sky that we're seeing now that he's got Dan Lambert from American Top Team with him. And speaking of American Top Team, like I said, we saw the return of Paige Vanzant to come out and to counteract Tay Conti. So, what'd you think of what we saw from Paige, bro?
Look, man, I ain't gonna complain anytime she's on the TV, but I don't know if it's just me or what, but somebody needs to work with this woman, please. Like, just got to sharpen it up a little bit, or I don't know if it's the facial expressions or like just the way she moves in general, but like, hopefully she's putting in the extra work. But
we've seen the clips, but I would say too, I have got no problem with Paige Vanzant ever being on my TV screen. Just number one,
she just needs a little work. That's all.
So
she's going out there and getting after it though. But my thing is, anytime they bring in the MMA people, dude, I just want to see them stick to their roots. Like, okay, so you don't want to have her like bash up Ty Conti, but Ty Conti's a judo black belt too. Why don't you have her and Paige like wrestle it out a little bit?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, not like a full on match, obviously, but you know what I mean.
You get something out of it, man.
And this one had fell under my radar. I didn't know that she had made her, appearance again. Is this her second or third one after officially signing, essentially?
She's had a few. I don't know exactly how many, but she's not been on there a ton.
Like 3, somewhere in that ballpark. But she had openly came out and said that she's basically focused on training. She wants to get a couple more fights and at least one more before summer, and she's already rumored to be on the BKFC card for London. So she had openly kind of said that she's still focusing on fighting. That's why she wanted to sign with AEW, because they were so open about her kind of doing a two-way contract, essentially. So it doesn't necessarily surprise me, but that's one thing I could have even said in the past, is that she had already kind of, like, she was, I don't want to say robotic, but just kind of stiff. Like, she just was stiff, and I think that is something that, to your guys' point, once she just gets more comfortable doing it, I think she'll get, lose that end of it. But for now, I do think she still needs a bit of work as well.
Tell you what, man. Dan Lambert, dude. Dan Lambert has just a real punchable face, doesn't he?
Well, dude, it just shows you. God. I mean, that guy has got one of the best belt collections you're gonna find. Like, his belt collection is worth like a shit ton of money. You heard Cody say it on Raw. Dan Lambert gave him the belt that his dad held in that picture that they showed on Raw, on the Raw after Mania. Now, that belt's not cheap. I'm just saying.
Right.
So I'm just saying. But like I say, Dan Lambert can run his mouth. You can tell he's a student of the game when it comes to wrestling. I'm interested to see where it goes. Hell, I'm interested to see what's next from this Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky thing. Anybody who's tuning in, let us know what you think of AEW Dynamite from last weekend. J-Bone, since you didn't get to be on with us Tuesday, before we hop over to the MMA side of things, what were your thoughts on GCW, bro?
Dude, what a hell of a time that was, right? I had a blast, dude. And that whole card, bro, was something incredible, dude. The tag team title match with Effie and Alley Catch, dude, dope as hell. The scaffold match, that was the first time I've ever seen one of those in person. So that was, I was down there. I was trying to get the footage, you know what I mean? I was trying to get down there close to the ring. The closer I got, dude, it was like, whoa, like that whole structure is just like, I cannot explain it, but like it's bigger than what it is. You know what I mean? That's a long ball, but dude, once again, great time. The whole card was great. So much good stuff on that card, dude. The death matches, incredible. People there, cool. I got to meet some cool people there. Too Cold Scorpio in the house. That was dope.
Too Cold?
Man, that was a hell of a time. Plus, I got to hang out with you guys, man. It was all around great night for me. I enjoyed it.
You sound like Corey when Corey was right outside the War Games cage in Chicago.
Yeah.
To your point, though, that scaffolding, I work off scaffolding, at least once or twice a month, man. They were fucking up there. They were up there. They were three racks of scaffolding high. So I don't know what that actually equates to, but 15 feet plus in the air. And then to jump down onto the tables at the exact same time to end the match the way it did and everything. It was, that was definitely one of the bright spots of the night.
Yeah, a lot of fun, man.
Amen.
And I got a cool picture. That cool ass picture over here. So
shout out to that guy.
Shout out to that guy, Paul. We won't leave him nameless.
My name's Paul. That's between y'all. But like I say, the show must go on. I don't know, man. There's not a lot of news on the MMA end of things, but that's a good reason why. Corey, I will let you start things on the MMA side of things. We had the debut of Corey's Corner on Tuesday, which we just uploaded to the channel, which, like I said, if you're new here, if you're listening on the podcast platform, make sure you hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. It helps us out. And it also lets you see our ugly mugs. Let's see if you want to make fun of my beard like everybody else wants to lately. So what are your thoughts in the world of MMA, Corey?
So to your point, Kyle, this being kind of a lighter one, we'll call this like a mini corner because I'm not going to go very in depth on this one whatsoever. But to go to 1 to 3 in this one, not go from the bottom to the top. My number one's got to be Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, man. I feel like them two selling out the Madison Square. I don't know if it's an official sellout or not, but them building this fight and being the main event of a Madison Square event fight card, it
is huge.
It truly is huge, man. Women's boxing has really, I feel as though, really started to garner a lot more eyes in like the last 2-3 years. And this is just kind of leading up to the pinnacle of it. I really wish they would have did the 3-minute rounds so it would kind of just fall in line with like the official boxing standard of 3-minute rounds. But besides the 2-minute round thing, I absolutely love it. I know I'll be watching. Who are you guys going for? Have you guys been paying attention to the build or anything like that?
I think Serrano wins it, but I think this is huge for boxing. I think this is huge for women's sports. Madison Square Garden, in many people's eyes, and in my eyes, and a lot of people's eyes, and in most places, is considered as the mecca in not just boxing, but in a lot of sports. So for them to be main event there is going to be heavy. Katie Taylor can fight, dude. There's no argument about it. But at the same time, I think Serrano has got too much for her. Cody's coming in the comments. He says he likes Serrano in this one too.
That's how I feel as well. She's just showcased herself to be the more active fighter as of late, and the performances. Gosh, I'm mumbling like hell tonight. The performances that she's been able to put on in her last couple fights, man, have really showcased. I feel is just a showcase of her all-around skill that she's got in the boxing game, man. And I feel as though she's really going to bring it come Saturday night.
J-Bone, you any different than us on that one?
Nope, I got Serrano also, man. Pretty cool. It's at the Garden though. I'm digging that. I like watching shit there. So history right there. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, Corey. So that's point number one. What else you got?
That only thing else really, because like you're saying, it's just been a light ass week, man. There's been a ton of rumblings about who's going to be next at 135. I want to get some honest thoughts from you guys. Who's the rightful contender for the 135 belt in your guys' opinion? It's really between TJ and Jose Aldo. That's really like the two names that have been brought up.
Well, I mean, because TJ beat Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, that for me pretty much puts TJ ahead of him. Now, if it's not TJ, then you can have TJ and Aldo fight if you want. But if I'm picking one or the other, I think TJ has to have it because he beat Sandhagen. But
I just feel so whether or not it's actually Jose Aldo or not, right? We know how all these managers love to take over people's Twitters and to talk for them, especially when you're talking, foreign fighters that aren't always the best with English. But that being said, Jose Aldo's Twitter, whether it's him or not, has been going coming very respectfully out at the champ, saying that they deserve the next shot. They're the ones on, if I'm not mistaken, a 4 or 5 fight win streak, he have noted. Over all top level competition in the division, every single guy that he's fought's been like top 7 or better. And he had noted that TJ Dillashaw really, in a lot of people's opinions, even though it had went up in it as a W in his record book, he didn't feel as though TJ won that fight, and a lot of people didn't feel like TJ won that fight. And then on top of that, he's coming off of suspension and for 2 years because he got, actually popped for steroids, and you're going to basically reward him off of a, very shiesty split decision and get him right back into the belt, or you're going to give arguably one of the, if not the best, but top 3 for sure 145ers ever, who's now built up this incredible win streak at 135. Only real notable loss as of late was to Petroyan. I feel like it would be a great fight, man. I feel like that might be the true contender in the division. The more I hear the arguments, the more I'm kind of like, man, it's kind of Jose Aldo, right?
Yeah, I'd like to see it, dude. I mean, who wouldn't like to see Aldo fight, right? Come on, dude.
I love Aldo, so I've got no problem with Aldo fighting in it. If you're watching, like I said, or you watch this and post, let us know in the comments who do you want to see. Who do you want to see fight next at 135? All right, Kathy in the comments. See, there you go. Kathy says Aldo.
There we go.
Okay. Kathy, you better get that bail money ready because now it's not just me going to Vegas. J-Bone's going to Vegas with me, and we're going to the gym. And, we're probably going to be starting by going on that roller coaster at Circus Circus. So, I don't know, dude. It's going to be crazy. Cody says Aldo, too. It looks like Aldo is like the resounding
there it is.
Pick,
when you kind of like, not only like is he more of a fan favorite, so arguably he'll sell more,
But do you think they'll give it to him, or do you
forth.
think they'll make him fight TJ?
So I would love to see. I truly feel like as much as I love Aljo, it kind of hurts me. I feel as though the better fight would be TJ versus Aldo, right? Like that would be an entertaining, fun matchup, and we don't know how that one's going to play out whatsoever. But that being said, Aljo is the rightful champ, and I feel as though Aldo is all these
Aljo
is fucking me all up.
Battle of the O's.
Jose, man, he with that win streak has been able to put on. I mean, he beat literally both guys that are in the main event this coming up weekend in Cheeto Vera and Rob Font. So both guys are killers, and they're literally right back in the main events coming off of losses to Jose Aldo. So,
It's true.
Hey, man, I'm not mad at it. I have got no problem with Aldo getting it. If anything, if they are going to consider TJ, have them two fight, and then the winner of them fight for the belt. I'm
Yeah,
I'm fine. I'm fine either way. Like I say, I'm a big fan of Aldo. Like I said, I'd like to see it. For those of you joining the stream, we're talking about who should be next to fight at 135. But what are your thoughts? Speaking of 135, you know, you got Cheeto Vera and Rob Font this weekend. Who you guys picking in that one?
it's tough, man. It's really tough, in my opinion. Yeah, PFL. I had noted on it on Tuesday. Glad you brought it up, Cody. I was actually watching it before we went live. It had been entertaining so far. Bubba Jenkins basically put on a clinic against Kyle Bosniak. Other than his eye getting completely freaking seized up, dude, that thing was so swollen. But a couple entertaining fights so far, but nothing too wild. Bubba Jenkins looked good as always, but in the main event, come UFC, I'm really curious, man. Rob Font, to me, is somebody that's like such a high level fighter, but then like it's like some fights, like in this last one against Jose Aldo, it just looked like he wasn't able to get his game going. He wasn't able to implement his type. Yeah. And I don't know if it was a size discrepancy thing because Jose Aldo just looked way bigger than him and was able to just get his, almost immediately able to just start pouring on a Jose Aldo type of fight. But that being said, man, Rob Font's a real beast, and he's really showcased that in his climb up to that Jose Aldo fight. So Cheeto Vera, same thing, man. I mean, I don't know. I kind of lean Cheeto. I kind of lean, I feel like he showcased a wider broad set of being able to finish fights with both his chokes and his hands, his feet. He's thrown flying knees. That straight kick that he threw to freaking knock out Frankie Edgar. I mean, he's just been landing. He shows such a diverse, striking game, both with his striking and his ground game. So I feel like Cheeto should be able to get it done, but it would not surprise me if Rob Font kind of turns the corner and is able to get his, train on the tracks.
What's going on, my man? Who are you taking? Are you taking Cheeto Vera or Rob Font?
So for me, dude, it's a coin flip, bro. You can go either way for this one, but if I got to pick one, I'm going to take Cheeto Vera. I couldn't even give you a good reason why. Like I said, it's a coin flip for me. Both are badass fighters. I'm looking forward to that fight. Another cool thing is Andre Arlovsky's on this card too, the co-main event. Does this guy fight every month or what? Like, what the hell? Jesus, man.
Andre Arlovsky for champ in 2023. Hot damn it,
dude. I'm glad you brought his name up because he was like this.
Hang on. Let him finish and make it in his pick too, though, because I got to make a pick on it too.
I got Cheeto Vera for that one. Go ahead, Kyle.
All right, you got Cheeto Vera. So look, here's my thing with this fight. I agree with you 100% that I think Rob Font is underrated. Underrated as far as to what people give him credit for. I think this fight comes down to who's able to implement their style of fight, because like you said, Corey, Rob Font likes to come forward. He likes to press pressure on people. He likes, he's got to be coming forward. I think if Cheeto Vera can use the awkward movement and be able to throw some of those awkward strikes, and even if it has to go down to the ground, I think Cheeto Vera, if he comes in there, I think he needs to overwhelm him as well. I don't mean in like necessarily a pressure as far as volume thing, but I think Cheeto Vera needs to get on him early, because I feel like if he does, he could maybe catch Rob Font coming off of the way the last fight went. I think if he lets Rob Font have too much room going into that fight, or like too much time in the fight to kind of acclimate to the fight, I think that's where he's going to have an issue with Rob Font, because then Rob Font will be able to get more of his timing. Bruce coming in the comments. I think, let's see, Comic Sans will win and redeem himself to level of times. Oh shit! Yeah, I feel.
I like it.
I totally feel you, bro.
I don't know. That's where we're going on the main event and stuff. There's a couple other things I wanted to talk about. What are your Bruce coming in the comments again. Let's see. Will never be Helvetica font, even no matter how hard he tries. Too limited. Times New Roman. Damn, he's just giving Rob Font the business on his type of font, man. Damn it. Rob, you got to change up the font. I don't know if you got to go alt capitals or something, but people are saying you got to change something up to beat Cheeto Vera. Damn it. Speaking of changing the font up, what are your thoughts on J-Bone, since you weren't able to be here on Tuesday? What are your thoughts on Tyson Fury versus Nganu and the proposed rules that they might fight with 4-ounce gloves? And, that's not even touching the fact that now we might get fucking Tyson Fury versus Drew McIntyre at Wembley.
Yeah. Look, man, we all know there's a difference between boxing and UFC, right? We all know that. Now, if Nganu punches Tyson Fury dead, right? The fact is, if they fight, he's not going to touch him. It's just not going to happen, dude. Tyson Fury is the best boxer in the world. There's a reason for that. That means you can fight and you can evade punches. It's the sweet science, dude. So I think that's bad news for Nganu. That's just the way it is. So,
and when you're talking about anybody in the current landscape of heavyweight boxing, Tyson Fury has showcased like a level of head movement that just far outpasses
that K
everybody
to the
else.
O-N-K.
It's incredible.
So,
like I said, if anybody gets hit by Nganu, you're as good as dead. But the fact is, he's not going to hit him. So it ain't going to be pretty for Nganu. So unless he wants to get out there and get worked, just stay in your lane, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, he's trying to get paid. What do you mean stay in your lane?
I feel that, but there's other ways to get paid. You don't want to get embarrassed.
Not that kind of money in one night.
What are you talking about? How's it embarrassing? Not to mention, number one, the money. Number two, if they fight with 4-ounce gloves on, if anyone's got a chance to knock his ass out, Nganu does. I'm not saying that he's going to. I think Fury beats the hell out of him if it's a boxing match. But I'm just saying, if you give him 4-ounce gloves, if anyone's got a puncher's chance, bro.
Yeah. It ain't going to happen, though.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I think Tyson Fury whoops his ass in a boxing match.
I would like to see Tyson Fury in the WWE, though. That'd be kind of cool, man.
Well, what do you think about this match? They're already chirping on Twitter. Drew McIntyre versus Tyson Fury in Wembley.
Is that where SummerSlam's? No, SummerSlam's in Nashville.
In Nashville.
Right? Okay,
but they're going to be in Wembley this year, too.
Big old event in Wembley, huh? So,
yeah.
Hey, that'd be the premier thing for them. So that'd be cool, though. I'd like to see that.
McIntyre talk about asses in seats, bro.
Fill that place up pretty good. That'd be nice to see.
Hadn't Tyson Fury already made an appearance in WWE as well, like a year ago?
Yeah, he did one of the Saudi shows.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I had remembered that, but I couldn't, for sure.
Yep. So
it's
not like he's going in there blind. He knows what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Right. And I mean, all bullshit aside, for them to put him in there with Drew McIntyre, it's not like Drew McIntyre's some like little shit of a guy. Like, I mean, let's be real. Like, that's a big ass dude for him to be getting in there. So it's believable. I mean, let's face it, if he gets a hold of Tyson Fury, it could be a problem. But like I say, I mean, I like it. I like the chirping back and forth. I love the crossover between combat sports and wrestling anytime we can get it and it's done well. And Tyson Fury being the showman that he is against a guy like Drew McIntyre who knows what he's doing, dude, that's got money on it. And you talk about doing that in England at Wembley? Dog, come on.
Huge.
They just had 94,000 for him to beat up Dillian White. You add WWE and wrestling to that? Come on, dog.
Right.
Yeah.
He's got the perfect personality to cross over to WWE. You know what I mean? Just his antics and the way he does things. It's perfect, dude. Fit perfect.
Hey, man.
I'm with it.
I'm just saying. I'm a big fan of Tyson Fury, whether it's in the boxing ring or the pro wrestling ring. But you know who's not a fan? Colby Covington is not a fan of George Masvidal. What are your thoughts on this stay away order that we see? That I've got the terms outlined over here. So George Masvidal, stay away order from Colby Covington. Can't contact him by any means, even on social media, or come within 500 feet of him.
You know what, man? It is. I mean, it is what it. Dude did attack him outside of the octagon. Like, you are a professional fighter. There's a reason those fights are sanctioned, right? But you can't go talking shit and expect nobody to do nothing about it. It's one of those gray areas in fighting, dude. Like, don't talk shit to me and don't talk about my family and expect me to just be like, okay, we already fought in the cage. It's cool. You know what I mean? Masvidal's a gangster, dude. He don't fuck around. So now you know
fuck around and find out.
Even beyond that, though, right? Like, I don't know if it was just the court brought it up, like if it's some like legal thing that once you try to lay a claim against somebody, that there is essentially like this type of recourse where they can't, be in contact or whatever the case be. But for him to straight up say like, I don't want him getting a hold of me on Twitter and trying to talk shit about that time he ran up and punched me, or like, that shit kills me, man. Like, that shit kills me. I can understand, like, the way everything played out. And to your point, J-Bone, I completely agree. I don't necessarily want to see two fighters that just got done fighting again outside the cage. Like, cool, yeah. Masvidal got famous for the 3-piece in a soda a bit, but realistically, like, that was somebody he didn't fight. Not somebody he just lost a 5-round decision to, just like a week and a half before the incident. So I agree with you, but man, it's so funny on both ends. It really is to me. Like,
who knows, man? Maybe we'll get that fight run back one more time, depending on the situation. You never know.
I don't think they're ever going to fight again. I don't think Colby wants anything to do with that.
I was just about to say, I don't think Colby would even accept that fight, even if it was on the table. At this point.
No, and with the way that last fight went, I don't think so. I mean, dude, at this point, like, this is so tough for me, right? Because, like, at the end of the day, like, you two both know me. I look, man. I have no desire to want to fight anybody. But at that being said, if it comes down to like my sister or my mom or my nephew or something like that, dude, that's where things change. Like, I don't want to fight anybody, but I can't, you're not going to start talking about people's families and all those things. I've always said, you've heard me say this on this show and when we watch the fights multiple times. I'm all for trash talking. I'm a pro wrestling fan at heart. But that being said, bro, there's certain lines that shouldn't be crossed. Once you start talking about somebody's family, bro, it's crossed to more than just the fight. And that's the thing Colby needs to realize. Like, yeah, you can say, okay, I'm building the fight and I'm saying stuff to hype the fight. And it was clear they both didn't like each other. But at a certain point, dude, you can't untake away what you said. And when you start talking about a man and you start talking about a man's kid, dude.
Yeah.
You owe me a triangle choke. You owe me a triangle choke, Chase, but how are you going to do that in them patent shorts, Playboy? You don't want no smoke. You don't want no smoke. I'll hit you with a leg lock like that guy Puelles off of UFC last weekend. Come get you some.
Never know where Uncle Chase is going to show up, dude.
Like some classic Florida man shit, right? Two past best friends turned pro MMA fighters, turned mortal enemies with restraining orders against each other. That's some Florida man type of shit.
I don't think sucker punching somebody's ever the right way to go, but I also can't say that I'm shocked that, Masvidal did that. But at the same time, I also understand why Colby did what he did. I mean, realistically, or not Colby, Masvidal did what he did because it's like, but the thing is, it's like you said, Corey, the thing that makes this whole thing look bad, had they not just gotten in the cage, I don't think that we would be talking about this the same way. But the fact that he just had 5 rounds and got owned like that and then did it, it also makes it look like sour grapes.
It looks like the worst kind. It's like beyond sour grapes. It's like, I don't even know what, how you want to
or loser shit kind of thing, man.
Yeah, because you literally.
What is a knee bar?
It's not like like Colby Covington came out after the fact and was still talking all kinds of mad shit. Like the fight happened, he had kind of went radio silent, and then next thing you know, all of a sudden, this shit popped off. Like it wasn't like he was still laying into him. It wasn't like he was still burying him. And to your point, Kyle, you had 5 rounds, man, to do whatever the fuck you wanted, and now all of a sudden you weren't able to do it, so now you want to get him when he's not looking, type of shit. Shit's lame.
At the same time, though, talk shit about my kids, feel my wrath. That's just it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the circumstances, the situation is. It's just how it's going to go down. But to your point, I could see it from both sides, man. It's not a good look either way. But hey, what are you gonna do? Don't mess with those gangsters, dude. Keep my name out your mouth. That's what it comes down to.
Keep my name out your mouth. Gangsters don't play that shit. But like I say, it was, I don't know, those are some of the headlines we've got in the world of MMA. And you've got, like I said, we've got Font and Cheeto Vera this weekend. Now we're hearing that Jones versus Stipe is going to be towards September. Hey, how about you put it my birthday weekend? That'd be dope.
There you go.
I'm just saying, put it my birthday weekend. Do it up. You know, you're talking September. Let's make it a good birthday week. We're going to go. Corey, are you coming to Shinedown?
Shinedown, when is it?
The week of my birthday.
Listen. If you wait, I'll share it to you guys.
Yes.
If you wait, concert week's coming up. I want to say it's next week. So all tickets are $25, no fees, dude. So wait till
come on, dog.
You could buy.
We're going to Shinedown. If anybody who's listening or watching this show, you know, we're gonna go to Shinedown the week of my birthday.
Look,
see, Kathy says she loves Shinedown. You gotta fly in from Florida. See, we're gonna go to Shinedown.
Party out there. Find me in the parking lot. I'll be recording an episode of the show. We jamming Shinedown music. I'm gonna have drinks with us anyway. Don't even worry about it. It's gonna be a good time, dude. Trust me. Trust that.
Dirty 30, dirty 30. Let's get it.
Hell yeah. I'm pumped for that.
Cody, are you coming to Shinedown for my birthday? Are you coming to Shinedown for my birthday, sir? Uncle Chase, you've been all over me to come for your wedding here. Are you coming to Shinedown for my birthday? That's what I need to know right now. Ah, damn it. That's what I need to know. Yeah, man. And you're way closer than me.
At least come to the tailgate party. You don't got to have a ticket for that. You come right in the parking lot, hang out with us. It's all good.
Yeah, Uncle Chase don't want to hang out. He's too busy talking about how he wants to triangle me. Motherfuckers don't want smoke. Motherfuckers don't want no smoke.
He's a rough one to party with. I've done it. It ain't.
I did too. Me and Devin did. We went down to electricity. How do you think I met Tyler? What up, though, Tyler?
There you go. He's a good time, but man, it gets a little rough out there. Johnny Vegas.
When's Shinedown?
September 21st.
4 days before my birthday.
He'll be there.
We getting at it. It's going to be a good time. And, yeah, man, it's getting to be about that time. So we appreciate you guys coming to check out another episode of Knockouts and 3 Counts. Before you get out of here, just so you guys know, make sure you hit that subscribe button because, boy, do I got some shit coming for you guys next week. That's a possibility. It better not be a possibility, damn it. You better be coming to Pine Knob. But with that being said, you know what is a possibility. It might be a possibility that Hockeytown is rolling its way into Knockouts and 3 Counts next week. Next Thursday, we are going to be joined by Darren McCarty and Chris Kohlenberg of RPW so we can talk about the body count battle that's going down at Harpo's next weekend, which we will be in the motherfucking building for. Cody, if you're around, make sure you come down to Harpo's next weekend. We are going to be talking with Darren McCarty again. Looking forward to that one. Tell your mom, tell your friends, tell your sister, tell your wife. That's Thursday. And Tuesday, you know, we might have some crazy gringo on. So like I say, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You never know what you're going to come see from your boys from Knockouts and 3 Counts. Until then, you know, fuck unexpected bills. Peace.
Some words of wisdom. I like it.